Hi, how are you doing today? In the first meditation of this series, we mentioned that anger is the result of our desire to control the things that we can't actually control. Anger may naturally emerge when the behaviors of people turn out to be different than our expectations, when life doesn't go as planned, when our plans get ruined because of a last-minute event, or we can't keep the promises that we've made to ourselves. But really, there's only one source responsible for this anger, and that is the mind. The mind has a habit of wanting to keep everything under control. So if anything changes, the mind expects it to be changed in the way that we want it to be. This shows us our desire to control life. However, we know intellectually that's not always possible. Contrary to what we would prefer, there's not a single person or situation that doesn't change. There is no static and unchanging relationship, personality, or situation. Change is a constant. It's the only thing that doesn't change in our lives. People change their minds, their emotions, their priorities. Our preferences change, our conditions change. The economy and general state of the world changes, as does our language, culture, age, and family. Just look at nature, and you'll see change at its finest. The seasons, climate, and weather patterns change constantly. And you are no exception. You change continuously. Though even as you change, your mind is in the habit of wanting to predict and control the future. And in order to predict the future, the mind prefers for people, conditions, and settings to stay the same. That's comfortable. That helps you feel in control. This is called conflicting with life. And this might be one of the strongest and most rooted temperaments of human beings. If anger is emerging inside of us when things don't go as planned, this is just because of this conflict we're having between the natural force of change and our desire for consistency. The source of our anger is the part of us that expects everything to go as we've planned. We get hurt, we resent, we get offended, and we get angry. We feel that we've been wronged, we feel hurt, and we want to take actions to control. We act on our anger because we want to ensure that everything we take comfort in is staying the same and does not change. So in this practice, we will further internalize the fact that everything is constantly changing. With those considerations and intentions in our mind, let's begin our practice. First, as always, find yourself a comfortable seated position and slowly get situated. As you start to feel yourself rooting toward the ground, take a long, deep breath in. Fill your whole body with air. And while gently breathing out, notice the impact of your breath. Again, take a long, slow, deep breath in. And while breathing out, allow your arms and legs to get heavier towards the ground. As your body gets heavier in this position, Allow your legs to melt down towards the ground and notice the contact of your feet with the ground. Notice the contact of your hands with the surface beneath them. With each breath out, feel your body releasing more and more. Keep getting deeper in this position, and now gently bring your attention to your breathing. How is the flow of your inhalations and exhalations? How is the pace of this flow? Notice how deep your breaths are and how your breaths are making you feel right now in this moment. Keep witnessing all of your inhalations as they fill your body and each exhalation that flows out of you. And now, slowly begin to remind yourself of a situation in the past that made you angry. Give yourself enough time to visualize the situation, the person, or the story that made you angry. As you recall the details, notice the anger which is emerging inside of you. Remain here as a witness to the full scope of your anger, and notice what changes are happening in your body as you recall this event. Is the temperature of your body changing? Or are there any sensations you're feeling in your chest, in your throat, or perhaps in your core? Just take a moment to notice. How are your breaths and heartbeats changing? Observe this emotion closely. Notice the part of you that wants to dismiss or suppress this emotion and resist that temptation. Stay here with your anger and be fully present in it. And now, gently draw your attention away from your heartbeats, your throat, and your heart, and shift it back to your breathing. Notice how you're breathing right now. And notice how it feels to be conscious of each breath in and each breath out. Just notice. Each inhalation is filling your body with fresh air, and each exhalation is being released naturally. Continue observing the changing sensations in your body, and notice any change of temperature, any tightness, expansion, or diffusion within your body. Notice how quickly sensations come and go. One moment they feel very strong, and the next they begin to disappear. Notice your thoughts, which emerge right alongside your anger. There are so many relevant and irrelevant comments, judgments, and opinions that continue to pop up in our minds. Some of them may even contradict each other. Notice how if you don't focus on any one of these thoughts, they slowly start to disappear. Let us remain witness to our thoughts, our breathing, and the sensations in our bodies. There's nothing that doesn't change. Life is made up of small, flowing changes. No moment is the same as the next, and even you are not the same person you were yesterday. Your opinions, your truth, and your identity, they each change subtly, naturally, every day. Acknowledging this fact liberates us from limiting ourselves based on preset conditions and qualities. You don't need to cling on to your identity, your location, your ego, and yourself. You can change your mind. You can change your preferences, your priorities, and your behavior. Your past self does not need to define your present and future self. Just take a moment to reflect on yourself and look at your core and your essence. By actively not trying to change, what do you feel you're protecting yourself from? Do you truly believe that any change, or even circumstances changing, conditions, people, location, can affect your core? What part of your core is resisting change? Your real self is still witnessing this anger, which is rising inside of you, and still witnessing the situation or person that caused this. But the thing is, you can observe all of these from the same distance. We can go through many thoughts, emotions, and experiences without allowing anything to touch our real essence and core. without allowing it to disturb our peace. Take a moment to notice how you feel yourself right now. If you still feel angry, notice how intense that anger is. Again, notice that part of your core that is resisting, that's self-protecting. That part of you that doesn't want to change, that wants to control. When you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes and start moving your body gently. When something happens that makes you angry or upset, just pause and check in with yourself. Observe what's happening in your body. Notice the quality of your breaths. Listen to your thoughts and try to understand what you're trying to protect. What is it in your core and mind that is so set on controlling? What are you trying to defend? Gently allow yourself to retreat into this calm space. Center yourself by counting your breaths, and then really try to see. Is there anything that you really need to defend or attack? Let the answers guide you forward. Thank you so much for joining me today, and may the rest of your day be calm and peaceful.